I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 crazy things that the world forgot about the Vikings. #25. You may know this by now, but the Vikings didn't actually wear horned helmets. #24. In spite of their ratings, Vikings were a clean people. Archeological sites have revealed tweezers, razors, and combs. #23. They also bathed once a week, which is much more than any of their European counterparts at the time. #22. Vikings collected a fungus known as touchwood from tree bark and boiled it in urine for several days. They then smoothed it out into felt and used it to create fire. #21. The reason for this is that the sodium nitrate in the urine would cause the felt to smolder rather than burn. #20. This ingenious method allowed them to take fire with them on their journeys. #19. The greatest honor for a Viking was to be buried on board a boat. #18. They believed that the boat would take them to the afterlife, and so they were usually buried like the pharaohs, surrounded with weapons and valuable goods. #17. Sometimes, prominent Vikings would be buried with sacrificed slaves. #16. Enslaving people was a big thing for them. They would quite often capture as many slaves as they could while they were pillaging Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, and Slavic villages. #15. The slaves were known as thralls and were sold in markets across Europe and Asia. #14. Viking girls got married as young as 12. #13. They typically would watch the household as their husbands were off raiding. #12. They had a lot of freedom for that time period though. As long as they weren't thralls, they could own property, divorce, and reclaim dowry. #11. In spite of their raiding reputation, most Viking men were farmers and not warriors. #10. They skied. That's right, nearly 6,000 years ago, the Scandinavians developed primitive skis. #9. Skiing was actually seen as an efficient method of transportation. #8. Vikings preferred to be blonde. Men with darker hair would use strong soap with a high level of lye to bleach their hair. #7. Some Vikings would bleach their beards as well. #6. Vikings were never part of a unified group, as in they didn't see themselves as being one nation of Vikings. #5. The term Viking only refers to Scandinavians who took part in overseas expeditions. #4. During the Viking Age, present-day Denmark, Sweden, and Norway simply consisted of a number of tribes who were constantly at war with one another when they weren't off raiding. 3. The average Viking lived to be around 40 years old. 2. Long before they reached that age, their teeth would have been worn down by the grit in their bread. 1. A Viking's most treasured possession was his sword. It was often handed down from generation to generation. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these two videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.